I'm here tonight with Tony Lee. What drew you to the music industry?
I just love playing music. I started to learn to play guitar when I was about 20, so I could just sing to it. And I love writing songs, and the writing songs is probably what I'm actually good at. And since then, I've recorded a couple of albums, and I'm just trying to work on how to get my name out there, because it's such a competitive industry, and so hard to really get recognised. And with New Zealand being so small, it's we've only got 4.5 million people, and even if like somewhere like America, so many people, was it 100 million or more that you've got over there? You only need like 1% of that would give you a big following, but in New Zealand, it's not many, unfortunately.
Who's your biggest competitor?
My biggest competitor?
Yeah, music.
I wouldn't want to say anyone. Like, it's not a competition. It's we all need to actually get together and help each other out. I think it's because it is such a hard industry. We're being in Hamilton. I've met heaps of great Hamilton musicians who we're all sort of getting together and trying to help each other out. We're listening to each other's music on Spotify. Trying to get some streams up and just help ourselves, help each other get recognised. So, I definitely. I wouldn't say it's a competition for anyone.
Okay. How do you describe your music?
I'm describing it as alt country rock, so alternative country rock. I've always thought I was more sort of soft rock or acoustic rock, and my first album, which was that one there, that was the first album I released, and that one was. I put that out thinking I'm just acoustic rock, and then the feedback from that sort of came out that I was quite country, or had a fair bit of country influence, and I'm putting that down to when I was a kid. My mum loved listening to all the classics, Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, Neil Diamond. So obviously that influenced my music, even though I hadn't really realised it. So when I brought out my next album, that was my second album, that one there, I've pushed the country image. I'm wearing the cowboy hat now, so I don't farm at the moment, but I used to farm, so I can consider myself a New Zealand cowboy.
Okay. We're gonna play your song, "Man on Mars."
Yes, that's my latest release. I've just released that. That's off my upcoming third album. So I've released 2 singles off that one so far, and the album should be out in June.
I'll spread my wings far and wide. I'm never gonna be the one to hide. I'll take my chance. I'm going all the way. I'm packing up and I'm moving out, and I'm living for today. And when I find out I can ship that I that I dream of today. that matters. That
That's definitely one of my rockier numbers. Because I do country rock, so I've got, that's probably the rock edge of my country rock, and then I've got slower stuff like my last single, which was Ain't No Cowboy, and that's fairly country.
How did you learn to sing and write and play music?
When the first instrument I ever tried playing was piano, and I was about 5 or 6 when I started learning that, and unfortunately I gave it up because at the time I wasn't liking the scales and everything, and it was, I thought it was boring, and so regrettably I gave it up, and I wish I'd carried it on, of course, but it wasn't until I was about 20 when I picked up a guitar and started learning to play, and I was working on a farm, and I met a guy called Munro, who he came to help me on the farm, and he was playing in a band from Hamilton. The band was called Bituminous, and he was a bass player. And I just thought, wow, that's so cool being in a band. I wish I could do what that guy was doing. So, and I loved singing. So I thought, right, I better learn a few chords on the guitar. And so Munro actually helped me, taught me a few chords, and I've just picked things up from there. Never had singing lessons. Probably wouldn't hurt if I had a few. But I get away with what I do because I do my own music. Writing songs, I don't know. I just sit down and play a few chords, see what comes out in terms of lyrics, and might have a beer, couple beers with it, just to get the old brain going a bit better. And sometimes I come out with a good song, and other times I'll put it aside, and then when I come back to the song, I'm like, no, that one's in the bin. There's been plenty of them go in the bin.
Okay. What do you have coming up in the next couple months?
This Sunday is the fundraiser at Tauranga, so that's the fundraiser for Australia. And then, unfortunately, I was supposed to be playing at the Gorgeous Festival down at Manawatu Gorge. But unfortunately, my band couldn't make that. I've got a band, and this is I suggest to anyone else in the band, make sure your band members don't all work at the same place, because it's impossible for them to get time off together. So, unfortunately, they can't get the time off, so I've had to pull out of the Manawatu one. So at the moment, my calendar's looking very quiet, but I'm recording an album at the moment, so all the energy's going into that, and we're probably about 3/4 of the way through that. Most of it's tracked. It's just a matter of mixing it and redoing whatever we don't like, or any changes we want to do to it. So that'll be me for the next month or so. Indeed. And then I'll just be looking for festivals. I've only just joined a country club. Well, I've joined 3 of them now, but about 6 months ago I joined my first country club, and I kind of feel like I've almost taken a step backwards, because I've been doing music for a few years. I've got 2 albums out, but I didn't really know anyone in the country scene. So I've gone back to basics, joining some country clubs and meeting people there, getting really good reception too. So hopefully this will be a step forward in the long run. And I'll be in the industry. People will know me, and hopefully it'll work to my favour.
do you write your own music on your albums?
Yes, yeah. Everything on my albums is written by me. There's no collaborations or anything on these albums. I would like to do some collaborations in the future, but at the moment I write the songs and then I'll take them to my band, and my guitarist is amazing. He'll suggest maybe a couple of little changes to something I've written, and he takes what is a good song and he just turns it into an amazing song. So I'm very lucky to have my guitarist when he's available and not working.
Where can people go and see your music, videos, and events?
I'm on YouTube, Tony Lee on YouTube, but the best place is probably Facebook. Most links are on Facebook, so it's Tony Lee Music on Facebook. Or you can go to www.tonyleemusic.net for my website. And I'm on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, whatever it's called nowadays, and Bandcamp as well. So you can check out any of those platforms.
Thanks for being on the show tonight. I enjoyed meeting you and talking to you.
Yeah,